All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to me, because I wasn't here. That is not our series, so I'm going to plug in my computer here and get ours going here in just a second. But I think, yeah, I'm plugging my computer in. I've got sound, and I think it's plugged in here. Where did the thing go? Well, it's a video. Well, Noah, I didn't think I had to tell you because I thought I could do it, but now here we are. Thanks, Noah. Give Noah a hand. He's our fearless tech person. He flexes at the last minute for everything. So I wasn't here, obviously, as you saw, for the first 45-ish minutes. I was upstairs helping lead a baptism class for people who are interested in getting baptized. If baptism is something that interests you and you didn't make it to that class, which is, I think, pretty much everyone here because I was there, if that is something that interests you, talk to your small group leader or talk to me, and we can set up a time to meet and kind of talk through what we went through in the baptism class, and I think we could probably still make that happen. The next baptism that we're doing as a church is November 21st, and it's in the evening. It's our Thanksgiving service. So if that is something that interests you, let me know. What? Oh, I'll trip on it? Okay. All right, here's a little video to get you in the right headspace. Oh, actually, it's not going to work because I know already my settings are different. Hang on. Sound. Oh, sweet. It will work. Okay, ready, and go. Dumb. I told you it wouldn't work. Where is it? Here it is. It's hardly even worth it at this point. Okay. Whee.
Had a major malfunction. Have a problem.
All right. We are continuing up a series called Into the Unknown. I don't know if there's a trademark issue there, but I don't think we can sing the song or else YouTube might take us down, right? Because we're streaming. But you get it. Into the unknown, and it's all about when change throws you into a situation where you feel like you're into the unknown. And where is God, and where can we center our focus when we're in the unknown? Before we dive into that, though, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about this past weekend. Who went to Chaminade? Yeah, I think many of you, most of you, went to Chaminade this past weekend, and I don't know about you, but I feel like God really moved that weekend in me, and I saw it in my small group guys, and I heard some stories from your small group leaders and things like that about how God really used the speaker, used the worship, and just that time away to move in your life. And so a lot of things probably happened this weekend, and you probably learned a lot of things, but chances are, in a month, you might not remember everything. Maybe even today, you don't remember everything that you talked about this weekend. And so what I would love for you to remember is just one thing from this past weekend. And that one thing might be different from person to person. And so I want to actually take some time and hear from you. What was the one thing, or what is the one thing that you're not going to forget from camp this weekend? The thing that you learned or heard the speaker say or things like that. And I'm not talking we won the dodgeball tournament, because duh. But I'm talking lesson-wise, discussion, things that came up in that. We'll just start like an open sharing. If you want to share, let's start a line like here. Don't trip on the stage. And then after you share, I've actually got a little present for you, so that's cool. All right. Say your name and then just tell us your thing, your one thing. All right.
Hi, I'm Carol. My favorite part in the Camp Shamina is the Yeti hand.
Hi, my name's Caleb, and what I learned about the speaker is that he got like 100 something free Big Macs.
Okay, so far we're remembering some not so theological.
My name's Elliot. I remember, one thing I'll remember is probably that the speaker said only God can tell us that we're who we are.
Good. Are there two there?
I'm Ethan, and my one takeaway is just one sentence, and that is, I am a child of God.
My name's Grant, and one takeaway is that no matter how badly you fall short or mess up, God will always forgive you.
My name's Daniel, and when it comes to sermon, I think one thing that our preacher said was, guilt can be a positive thing as long as it brings you back to God.
I'm Angel, and one thing I took away from the weekend is that no matter how big your sin is, He will always forgive you, and no sin is bigger than the other.
You are valued no matter what people think or say about you.
I learned this weekend that from the preacher that he said so many things that God helps us and He's truthful to us.
I'm Brooklyn, and my takeaway from this weekend was that you're never too far away from God, and that there's so many amazing leaders here to talk to if you ever need anything.
My name is Grace, and what inspired me this past weekend was connecting with the girls, and we really opened up to each other. We shared some tears, but it was awesome.
My name's Wyatt, and the one main thing I took away was the painting that the lady didn't know how much it was worth, but it still is the same.
Hi, my name is Abigail, and the thing I took away is that no matter what people say, because middle school is really confusing and people say you're a lot of different things, is that I'm important and I am meant to be here.
Hi, my name is Carter, and one thing I took away is that no other people can tell you what you are, only God can tell you what you are.
My name is Joshua, and one thing I took away is how Mark always said, "That's McDonald's."
My name's Roman, and the main thing I took away is that you shouldn't take names from earthly people. You should only take real names from God.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? I don't want to step on your chance. You have another thing you want to share? Sure, come on down.
I remember when the preacher told us that we're kind of not that valuable, like when he said in money. And the preacher told us that God thinks we are more valuable than anything He loves.
Yeah, nice.
Another thing that I took away is that God will always forgive us. It doesn't matter how bad of a thing we do, He'll just always forgive us. So, yeah.
Names can affect someone dramatically.
Hi, I'm Elijah, and I remember that, I will always remember that God is the perfect Father.
So good. See, there were so many different answers there. There's so many things that you could have taken away from this weekend. But if you just remember one thing, then the weekend's a win, right? So we had tons of fun. We won dodgeball. We won a football game. You went on high ropes. You did all the super fun stuff. But again, those things that you learned about who God is and who God says you are, those are the big, important takeaways from the weekend. So I hope that you never forget those things. I pray that you never forget those things. Yeah, then you can bring them into next year and learn another thing, right? All right. So we are talking again about into the unknown. So when God puts us in a situation and things change and we're in the unknown. So let me see if this is going to work the way that I think it's going to work. Probably not. Slideshow. Play from start. Cool. All right. So we're talking change. And for some of us, change can be a little scary. But there's other things that are scary as well. Okay? So I want you to, we're going to do a little activity here. And I want you to just, actually, let's make it a little more fun. We're not just going to make you raise your hand. If I mention something that scares you, I want you to, dramatically scream like you're being scared. Okay, so I'm just going to list off a few things, like not a lot, but just a few. All right, so first, spiders. Okay, well, a few of you are scared of those. Clowns. Okay, cool. I don't know if I like this game anymore. Let's see, the dark. Okay. I said the dark. Oh. Okay. How about just going outside late at night, you're all by yourself. Okay. Kind of related to the clowns thing, but sewers. Anyone? Pennywise, it. He lives in the sewers. Nobody's afraid of septic tanks or anything. What about change? Anyone? That's fair. So change can be scary. Change can be scared of Daniel, yeah. Nope, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's scared of you, Daniel. But the point is, change can be one of those things that scares us. When we see something that's not going the way that we're used to it going, and we're in a place where we don't know what's going on, we're into the unknown, it can be uncomfortable, it can be scary. And we're going to be looking at, did that work? There, see, changes and unknowns, right? It can make us nervous or afraid. But we're going to be looking at a people called the Israelites. And you've probably heard of the Israelites, right? They are in large part what the Old Testament is about, the people that the Old Testament are about. And they went through some big changes, right? So let's see here. They were traveling. Oh goodness, how far back should we go? Okay, so this guy named Joseph, right? He's got this crazy, amazing Technicolor dream coat, if you're going musical style, right? He gets sold into slavery by his brothers, and through a series of events, he ends up being the Pharaoh's right-hand man, right? And as the Pharaoh's right-hand man, he has the ability to save his father's family. And so with that, he moves all of the Israelites, which is his family, he moves them all into Egypt. Okay, and they live there for a few hundred years, right? But over the course of time, the pharaohs, Joseph, anyone who remembers why the Israelites were even there, they die off. Right? And so eventually these pharaohs that start coming and rising into power are seeing this huge group of Israelites that aren't following them. They're following their God, right? And they're a threat. So they enslave the Israelites. And they put them through terrible conditions, terrible, they have to like make bricks and get whipped and terrible things. Okay, so they have all these slaves that are Israelites. And then a guy comes along named Moses, right? We know the story of Moses. He grows up in the palace, and then he leaves, and then he comes back because Jesus tells him, tell Pharaoh to let people go. Let my people go. All right? Pharaoh says, no, plague, no, plague, no, plague, no, 10 times. Fine, get out of here. They run. Just kidding. Come back. They're still running, right? God splits the Red Sea. Now we're in the desert. Okay? How'd you like my history there? Now we're in the desert, right? And they're not really sure where they're going. They're like, what are we doing? They don't know what's going on. They only know that God has promised them eventually they'll get to this promised land. But they are unfaithful. Right? They're unfaithful to God throughout that time. And God says, this generation, you ain't going to see the promised land. And so they're wandering in the desert for 40 years. Okay? A whole generation dies off. A new generation that has only ever known being in the desert is finally ready to go into the promised land. Okay? God's like, there it is. There's the promised land. So they send in some spies to go see this new land that they're gonna inhabit, that God promised them. Okay? And we pick up in the book of Numbers where the spies have now come back after seeing all the people that live in this new promised land. And the spies give this report. They gave Moses this account. We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruit. But the people there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. So, like, eek, right? They're not really sure how this is going to go. They're seeing only the things in front of them, and it's freaky. They got these really big, tall people. They got these really big, tall walls. They got these established cities. How in the world are they supposed to come in and take this land? Like, what do you mean God promised this to us? It's already taken. It's already taken up. So they give this report, and they're like, we can't do it. We're not going to make it. But then there's these other two spies named Joshua and Caleb, and they give a slightly different report. These two, yeah. Why don't you come on down and let us come on up. Here's our visual. There's Joshua and Caleb. They said to the entire Israelite assembly, okay? They saw the same things that the other spies saw. And what did they say? What did they say, Caleb?
The land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and he will give it to us.
Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will devour them. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them.
Nice. Thanks, Joshua and Caleb. Did you catch something? Oh, yeah, give him a hand. Give him a hand. How cool is that? All right, did you catch something super important here? They said they saw the same things, right? They're like, yeah, these people are huge. Yeah, the cities are crazy. But what? What was their hope in? Instead of the things that they saw, their hope was in God. Right? They trusted and they chose to follow God even though they were scared. And the same is true for us. It's about trusting and choosing to follow God even when we're scared. So we've been using this astronaut helmet. No. We've been using this astronaut helmet to remind us, like an astronaut goes into space, like, right, a big, scary, dark, open space, they have to rely on this astronaut helmet and the suit that they wear with it, right? If this thing malfunctioned, they'd be out of luck. And so we don't have a spacesuit that we rely on to get through life, but we've got God, which is way better than any spacesuit. It's not going to malfunction. He's not going to malfunction. Because the thing is, and here's what I want you to remember if you remember nothing else from today, the thing is that God is bigger than the unknown. Right? So if we know that God is bigger than the unknown, or anything we're scared of, or maybe as the VeggieTales put it, God is bigger than the boogeyman, he's bigger than Godzilla or the monsters on TV, right? So God is bigger than all of that stuff. Any of the change that we might be afraid of, any of the things in the dark that go bump in the night, or any of the things that are unknown, God is bigger than those things. And we can rely on him in all of that. So, knowing that, just like Joshua and Caleb knew that, when Joshua and Caleb knew, because they had faith, they were able to go into the promised land with that next generation, right? The spies that didn't have faith, I might be getting my stories mixed up, but at one point, a whole group of people just literally, the earth opens up and it just goes, oh, and it swallows them. Like they just fall into like a hole in the ground and it closes up over them. So they didn't get to go in the promised land, right? But when you trust in God, God's bigger than the unknown. So, knowing that, how do we move forward? What can we do to live into our knowledge that God is bigger than the unknown? First, it starts with recognizing what you're afraid of, right? Speak it. Like, that's scary. I don't want this change, right? Or this change freaks me out. And then once you know what you're afraid of, bring the focus off of that and bring the focus onto God. Bring that thing that you're afraid of to God. Say, God, this freaks me out. This is bigger than I can handle. See how he can handle it. Because he can. Because he's bigger than anything in the unknown. So it's a simple message today. It's a really important message today. And I want you to discuss it in your groups as you go into your small groups. And think about this question as well. What's one change, maybe that you're going through right now, or that you have gone through, or that you're anticipating going through? What's one change that you feel nervous or scared about? Think about that. I'm going to pray, and then we will dismiss into our small groups. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the impact that you had on us this weekend as we heard from those that shared the one thing that they learned. And thank you that you are bigger than anything in the unknown. God, thank you that you're bigger than any change.